What's going on, you guys? Dallas Cowboy football news. You know what it is. Yes, I'm back. I'm going live here. I can't do this by myself though. I got my guy, Fifth Quarter Cowboys, in the house, guys. Y'all go make sure you subscribe to him at Fifth Quarter Cowboys right here
Yeah.
on YouTube, guys. But hey, DJ, how you been, bro? Where you been? How you been? Catch me up.
Oh man, living life trying to stay COVID free, man. Staying away from this mess, working, taking care of the family, paying bills, man. Trying to keep the news with these Dallas Cowboys, see what they doing. Typical stuff, man. Just still being me, bro. That's all. I'm still being me, man.
I understand. I understand. But I'm glad you're doing good. I'm glad you're healthy, you're safe. Um, I'm glad that all that's good for you and your family. Let's go ahead and get into this real quick, DJ. Um, and we're gonna add a topic to our discussion here. We're gonna add Jamal Charles to this.
Who the hell is Jamal Charles?
I mean, not Jamal Charles. What's his name? Uh,
Oh, Adam.
Jamal Adams. There you go.
Oh my God.
See, I don't even keep up with the Joneses. Here we go. So, right off the rip, we got Tyron Church in the house. Dallas Cowboy fan 1980 in here. How you been, bro? I miss your content. Brand of the Gaming Champions in here. We got Mike Evans and Billy Joe. So, you ready to get into this? Let's talk about the COVID-19, the pandemic we're in, DJ, and the National Football League. There's a lot of reports going around that players might have to wear an N95 mask. They're going to have to stay 6 feet apart in the locker room, getting tested 3 times a week with the saliva test. I mean, how do you think the Dallas Cowboys and the rest of the NFL in general how do you think they're going to manage this?
Well, besides them being able to manage it, it's kind of tough because the CDC is kind of back and forth with what's okay and what's not okay. They're kind of back and forth. One minute it was like, be precautious about touching surfaces. Now they're saying you can't catch it as quickly as you could touching surfaces. At one point they said only wear the mask if you're sick. Now they're saying everybody wear the mask. The gloves was good. Don't wear the gloves. So the NFL, they aren't specialists. They're football players. They're owners. There's Roger Goodell and all that good stuff. Is that the right person? That's his name?
Roger Goodell, yeah.
So they only going by what they see also. So the only precaution they can take is what the information they get from the CDC, which has been up and down, changing, flipping, flopping. So it's kind of scary because there's only physical contact the whole game.
Mm.
So being 6 feet away in the locker room doesn't mean anything when you got to go on the field and be physical, spit in, and I don't know how you can wear the mask when that might affect their breathing when they're trying to run. And because I wear them at work, I have to wear them at work, and I'm just a truck driver. And once I get out my truck and I get to hooking up stuff to my tank, and I had to take that thing down, I'd be like, God damn! Like it's so it restricts my breathing when I'm out there. It's hot. I'm at a plant. It's just hot and it's irritating, bro. And I feel like I had to take it down to catch a real breath. So I don't know how these guys who exerting themselves for how long is the game?
60 minutes.
For 60 minutes, versus me who once I get out and hook my shit up, I get back in my truck until I'm done. But just that little time out there, I have to take it down. Like, God damn. Now, yeah, they're in better shape than me, but at the same time, they're exerting themselves to the max. Heart rate is through the roof. They need that, right? They need proper air. That's why when they go on the sideline, they get oxygen.
Right.
So they're supposed to wear this on the field. Like, I don't know how that's possible. I want football as bad as everybody else, and I don't know how they're gonna do this. I really don't know. I mean, I could be selfish and say I hope they figure it out, but not at the expense of more cases is ramping up. Like how they talking about only having 25% capacity in the stadium, 30, 40 feet. Like the numbers keep changing. Everything keeps changing. Do I think they're going to have a season? I think they're going to give it a test run. I think they're going to try it.
Yeah.
We can only see how it goes, but I don't know. I'm still excited about it, so I hope it happens. But Right now, it's just looking like we don't nobody know.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know. We just got to see how you feel about it.
I'm programming myself, DJ, to think that there isn't going to be an NFL season because I don't want to be amped up and say, yeah, there's going to be a football season, rocking my CD Lamb 88, you know, um, and then there's not going to be one. I look forward to the mini camps, to the mini training camps, and none of that's happened. The only thing we got a taste of this offseason was an NFL draft. And right now, I'm just programming myself to realize maybe there won't be a season. Now, this part of the year in the National Football League, uh, without COVID-19, it's dead anyway. This is where we cross our fingers where Ezekiel Elliott, doesn't cause a stupid commotion, or they're not bringing dick pump water guns to nightclubs and stuff. So this is where our Tyron Crawford isn't pushing a security guard. This is the time where we're like, okay, what? Please don't do anything stupid, players. But they can't. Texas is opening up. There's been a lot of players, at bars and taking pictures with fans and stuff. They just need to stay their butts home. Ezekiel Elliott, he got COVID, and I hope he's doing all right. There hasn't been a health update. Last time we heard, Ezekiel Elliott's fine and healthy, DJ. But right now I'm just programming my brain as if there's not going to be a season right now. And if there isn't going to be a season, all these Cowboy fans that do YouTube, I don't know what they're going to talk about. There's not a lot of stuff to talk about. So, I mean, this could hurt, the Voch Lombardis of the world, the Law Nations of the world, Mike Holmes of the world, you know, the guys that are so invested in talking football. This could hurt them. I mean, they do this, and I'm pretty sure they make a pretty penny on it. And so, I hope it don't affect those guys either, DJ. But let's talk about Dak Prescott, fifth quarter.
Oh
Dak,
boy.
Dak Prescott signed his franchise tag. Um, what you thinking?
Woo. Well, you know, me and you had a uh well, just I'll rip you. You said months and months and months. I mean, shit, dude. In 2019, you said the Cowboys wasn't gonna give him what he was asking for. You said he
Yep.
could either take the contract they give him, sign that tag, or take his ass to Washington. He
Yep.
signed the tag, and it's the best thing for us right now, man. We don't know, like we don't know what Dak is gonna do for us. We can't live in 13-3.
Mm-hmm.
We just can't live in that. They forget how Zeke ran wild that year. He ran wild.
2016.
Yeah, Zeke ran wild in 2016. So, it wasn't all Prescott when they thought the 13-3, but I think it's best, man. We got to evaluate it. We got to on field evaluate him currently. We can't throw it what he did, because you want to throw it what he did. I can throw it what he didn't do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't want to have that debate. I'd rather all of us have a fair assessment, a fair evaluation of him right now. I'd rather all of us watch it clear and free, no contract, franchise tag, and judge him. Like they said, oh, quarterback normally do this their second year, or they normally do their third year, or they normally do their fourth year. He's in his fifth year. What's in his fourth year? What year is he?
He's going into his fifth.
He's going into his fifth year, and he hasn't showed me $40 million worth of play on the field.
Mm-hmm.
It just hasn't been. It's just not a risk that me or you thought the Cowboys shouldn't take, and Jerry Jones also thought that, and that's why he did it. He didn't bite. He didn't. Dak Prescott. We went and signed Andy Dalton, and Dak was like, "Oh shit."
Hmm.
And that's why he signed his contract.
Yeah.
You talking about Jerry Jones when he got CeeDee Lamb, you already got Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper and Ezekiel Elliott. And it wouldn't have been hard to win some games. You didn't need
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers to win games when you got those type of weapons. You know, so I feel like they played chess with Dak Prescott. They won the game, and he signed a franchise tag. Now, don't get it screwed. I want him to do good. We need our quarterback to do good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But he has to prove himself for that contract. People say he's already proven himself. Yes, he's proven himself to be a consistent standard quarterback. He hasn't proved himself to be a $40 million quarterback. Pat Mahomes just won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like what Dak Prescott did in Philly, you can't like it's just it just had to be we all have to evaluate him right now, all of us. And if he do his thing, pay the kid. If he don't, we were right. So I'm happy the way things worked out. I'm glad that he didn't get the big contract because Jerry is done doing that. He's not going to do that anymore.
Right.
So, what you think about it?
You know, there's a lot of history on me back when we used to do roundtables, on a consistent basis. And just to touch on that, I don't know if roundtables are coming back. We hadn't even talked this whole off season except, me, Fifth Quarter Cowboys in 1980. So maybe I don't know what's going to happen with that. But on those roundtables that we used to do and all that other stuff, I've been sticking to my guns. I've been pretty adamant. Dak Prescott. I can't tell you the date. I can't tell you the time. But I know I said this. I said, we talked about if you're a general manager, who would you sign first? And I said, Amari Cooper gets his extension first, and Dak Prescott gets a franchise tag, and he plays on the franchise tag. I remember saying that clear as day. And, I got a lot of hate for that, which that's nothing new. There's Cowboy fans agreeing with me, and there's Cowboy fans that obviously hate me because I disagree with them when it comes to Dak Prescott. But I stuck to my guns, and Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper got signed, and Dak Prescott just signed his franchise tag. Now, not going full out hate on Dak. If you follow me on the Frisco Report with Cowboys blog, guys, we drop that every Tuesday. I don't know if we're going to do that tonight. Joe's not feeling under the weather, so we might have to reschedule that. And I know Joe hates, rescheduling. We like to be consistent on the Frisco Report, but it just makes sense that Dak Prescott signed that franchise tag. We don't know if there's going to be a season. That money's guaranteed. Now, is that act of God flaw in there? You know what I'm saying? So that's to be determined, guys. But Dak Prescott got that franchise tag. They still have till July 15th to get that extension done. And I'm pretty sure they will get an extension. I'm almost positive they're going to get an extension done. So, yeah, that's where I feel about Dak. But, it was getting to the point where I was kind of getting exhausted talking about Dak Prescott. And if you follow me on the Frisco Report, you'll know what I mean by that. Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, all that stuff, podcast related, guys. You can find the Frisco Report on there. What you got? What else you got on Dak Prescott, DJ?
Oh man, like another point you made, we don't know if it's gonna be a season. I just hope Dak. It's so frustrating because the things that we talk about, we shouldn't be talking about in year 4 and 5. Like there should be no footwork conversation.
Right.
It just shouldn't be that type of conversation. So I mean, just in all, man, I'm just hoping the kid steps up, man. I'm hoping Dak Prescott does his thing and he earns that contract that he wants, man. I don't mind him getting paid, but like I said, Jerry Jones is just not going to do what he did with Dez, what he did with Romo, what he did with his name Tyrone Crawford, what he did with all these other guys that he just started giving them money. You know what I'm saying? He's just not going to do it no more. We was in Cap Hill for years. Y'all know I stayed talking about that. He's just not going to do it no more, man. He's not going to do it. And y'all can't be mad. Like if there's any other player on the team where we do contract restructure or y'all don't want them to get paid, y'all have no issue with it. But because it's Dak Prescott, everybody's crying about it. Like, no, man. Like, I know y'all like him. He's a likable guy. You know, he had a great story coming up, but when he put that star on, all that doesn't matter. It's
Right.
how can you produce as a football player?
Mm-hmm.
That's all that matters once he put that star on his helmet, man. And that's all we got to be concerned about. Once he's off the field, Dak does a lot, man. You know, that's cool, that's fine. But once we're on that field and that star's on the helmet, that's our concern. And the true fans know what it takes and know what it means to overpay a quarterback and put you in a bad situation, and he don't produce the way he has to. So I'm glad the way the Cowboys handling the situation. I want him to get his money, but I also want him to know what he's doing on that field to earn that damn money. I don't want him to just get it for free, you know?
Yeah, I do know, bro. And I didn't want Dak Prescott not on this football team, right? I wanted Dak Prescott to get the franchise tag simply for the fact that I wanted to see Dak Prescott play under Mike McCarthy. Now, again, going back to what I just said, the Dallas Cowboys can extend him, and they got until July 15th. So that could happen, but I want to see how he play. If we're thinking Mike McCarthy's the real deal, if we're thinking Kellen Moore and Jason Garrett was a disaster, and Kellen Moore could be the next pro offensive coordinator with Mike McCarthy, and the receiving core that we have, I want to see how Dak plays with that coaching staff. If he's a baller, good. If it wasn't Jason Garrett, even better. If he can get all this right with Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, and the offense that he has, that's even better. And that's the risk as a fan I'm willing to take to say, you know what? We got to an NFC championship with Dak Prescott, with Kellen Moore, with Mike McCarthy, with this offense. Pay the man, and let's go get that Super Bowl next year. That's my mindset on that. And let me know in the comment section below if I'm wrong. You know, let me know what's up. But we're waiting for fifth quarter to get back here, because the next topic here is going to be pretty sensitive. I might lose subscribers, but I think it's time for me to talk about it. It's time to talk about the social injustice that we have in this country, and I'm waiting for Fifth Quarter Cowboys to get back. Let me text them here. Bear with me. But I hope all you guys are doing great this week. Drop a hell yeah if you're doing great this week. And we'll talk about D-Law too. But I don't have any more topics here. Just waiting on. I guess I'll answer some questions till he gets back. Let's see. I agree. I'm tired of the Dak contract. Absolutely, Mr. Church. Jay Pacera, coaches make a big difference in teams. Jimmy Johnson, Bill Belichick, Jim Harbaugh. They all only took 4 years to get to the Super Bowl. Absolutely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, buddy. They need to restructure D-Law's contract, says next. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you think of Jamal Adams? Alan, we'll talk about Jamal Adams here after this topic that we have. I'm just waiting on Fifth Quarter Cowboys to get back in here, and he's here now. So Fifth Quarter,
Yeah.
go to your phone settings and put do not disturb, so that way you can't get no phone calls, you can't get no text, and I got 100% of your attention.
All right, it's done. Just did it.
All right. So let's get into this. Before we get into D-Law and Hillman, Stephen A. Smith are getting into some type of confrontation right now on Twitter because Stephen A. Smith wants Jerry Jones to speak, and D-Law says, "What does it matter if he speaks? This is about us. We got to go make the change." But before we talk about that, DJ, I haven't talked here on YouTube about where I stand on the murdering of George Floyd, and
Yeah.
I have uh, a nice little clan that I play with on the PlayStation, and we play with a guy named Rashad, and he asked me where I stood on it, and obviously, I'm against police brutality against my black brothers. I'm against racism against my black brothers. I'm against all that, and I stand for what these protesters are doing, and we Dallas Cowboy fan 1980. One of my good brothers. He lives in a nice neighborhood in Frisco, and he got racially profiled by a cop for driving in that neighborhood because he was black. This happened a year ago. You remember that fifth quarter?
Yes, sir.
Fifth Quarter Cowboys was involved in a minor accident, and the cops did, and it wasn't even his fault. The cops didn't even want to hear his story, and they told him to shut the hell up or he's going to get arrested.
I the one called him, by the way.
And and Fifth Quarter Cowboys is the one that called the cops.
Yeah.
And so when Rashad asked me, where I stand on this, it's crazy because my point, I feel that it don't matter what I think. It's all about how I go about it, how I treat individuals, because I don't know what it's like to walk in Fifth Quarter Cowboy shoes, Dallas Cowboy 1980 shoes, Rashad shoes, DJ. I don't know what that's like, and I'm sick and tired of. And my nephew, he's half black. My niece is half black. And I don't want them feeling a certain type of way if they leave their house. What it's going to be like? Are they going to get racially profiled by another person that has a white skin? Are they going to get treated badly by a guy that has a badge on his uniform? I don't know what is going to happen, but I know what needs to happen is we got to come together. And if you have any problem with anything I'm saying, you're the problem. If you're still blind to the issue that this stuff doesn't happen, it happens. And let me tell you guys, I am Latino. I do have a brown skin. And trust me, I'm still fighting for how the Mexicans are being treated in this country too. We all have to come together. Blacks, browns. It don't matter if you're Salvadorian, if you're Honduran, if you're from the motherlands of Africa, or if you're right here from the United States. We blacks and browns, they got to come together, Fifth Quarter Cowboys. And all this hatred towards brown skin and black skin has to stop.
Yeah. I mean, just a quick point of view on the whole thing. Like police brutality itself is just, I mean, and I ain't even really trying to go in deep into it, but when you and you know about this, bro, when you swear an oath to the Constitution to protect and serve, man, you're gonna get hit, they're gonna hold that against you, man. And unjustified killing of unarmed people is just wrong. But here's the thing: what people got to understand when we say Black Lives Matter and people say all lives matter, like everybody know all lives. Like, there's like when somebody say Black Lives Matter and then somebody else be like, no, all lives matter. You know what that's like? That's like being at a Walk for Cancer event, and I show up and say, why y'all doing this? Hearts matter too. Like, that's like being at a cancer event and somebody busting through there angry, screaming, heart conditions matter too. Like, nobody's saying they don't matter, but this particular moment is about cancer. Nobody's saying all lives don't matter. At this particular moment, unarmed Black men are unjustifiably being murdered in the street on national television, on camera, on film, and there's no justification. Like, there's no justice. Like, there's nothing for it. Like, and it has to change because it affects everything. Colin Kaepernick took a stand on this and lost his career behind it, and everybody act like he was doing it to disrespect the flag. Now Roger Goodell's saying, oh, he understand now. Now you understand. But you was blind to the fact when this man was doing this years ago. like this shit has been happening, but it took for you to see a man have a knee placed on his neck for 8 minutes
And
while
40
dead.
seconds.
I mean, 8 minutes screaming for his mom. I ain't never seen a grown man ask for his mom while he's dying. And even after he's dead, there's still a knee on his neck. It took for you to see somebody get executed in that form on TV for you to realize that this shit was happening unnecessarily, unjustifiably to black people in this country. I'm not saying it don't happen to other races. It does. But when it comes to black people, there's rarely any consequences to it. And that has to change. So when you say all lives matter, of course all lives matter. Like that statement is just so, it's so like I hate that statement, man. Like we're saying Black Lives Matter also.
Mm-hmm.
Not just saying Black Lives Matter. We're saying it matters also. So when someone of another race, in particular white, gets killed by a cop, typically that cop is punished. But when black people, it's just like the list goes on and on. Look at Brianna. This girl just got shot up in her house. This girl got shot up in her home. They arrested her boyfriend because he was shooting. He didn't know who broke in his house. He didn't know that they were cops. I mean, they finally let him go, but he didn't know that they were cops. Like they just bust in and started shooting. They killed this woman, man. Like, and then they say when they was out there looting and stuff, they were saying go home. My man was at home on his couch eating ice cream when he got killed by a cop. The little white lady cop in Texas, she killed this man on his own couch. He wasn't in the street. He wasn't doing that. So, like I said, I know this is about football, but like you can always educate to the people who are misinformed. I like to call people misinformed before I call them ignorant, because a lot of people just don't know. A lot of people talk something different. A lot of people just need to hear from someone on the inside. You know what I'm saying? And life is a struggle anyway, but it's a struggle being black in America. You know what I'm saying? It's a struggle being black. And it's crazy because they separate black people. Like they separate us by our skin color, like light skin and dark skin. Like I would get treated way worse than a light skinned person would. That's just the way it is. So yeah, and I think the National Football League, that platform, what they need to do, you have to have more people, you have to have more white people speak out. Because we've been speaking out since forever. Martin Luther King died for it. Malcolm X died for it. Plenty of people died for it. We've been speaking out forever, peacefully. Let's talk about peaceful protest. Martin Luther King peacefully protested. He was murdered. So you got to have white people speak out. And Drew Brees said something so irresponsible originally, and it was just so ridiculous, man, And I'm glad a couple of white players like J.J. Watt and Aaron Rodgers and all those guys came up and said, dude, it's not about the flag, and you know it. So I'm glad to see those guys step up and do it, man. Again, Colin Kaepernick, man, he lost his career for the same thing Roger Goodell is trying to show sincerity for or trying to have remorse for. Like, now you got remorse, but this man lost his career about this same thing when y'all tried to make it about the flag. So with that being said, we can go into Jerry Jones, DeMarcus Lawrence, and all that stuff. Yeah,
absolutely. No, well said, DJ. And I'll go ahead and say it myself. Black Lives Matter. And they do matter. But let's get into D-Law and Jerry Jones, fifth quarter. So right now, what's taking place is Gerald McCoy, the newly assigned defensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, is saying, yes, Jerry needs to speak up. A longtime Dallas Cowboy, Tank Lawrence, is saying, no, he don't need to speak up. This is about us. We got to step up. We got to do this. So fifth quarter, does Jerry Jones need to speak up where he's at in football, where he's at in this world? Does he need to speak up, or do all owners need to speak up? Or does it not matter about other owners, or does it just matter about Jerry Jones? Your take.
Well, here's my thing. Here's my thing on it. If players decide that they want to kneel while the anthem is going on, because at the moment they don't feel that anthem and that flag is representing this country, right? It said land of the free and home of the brave. Land of the free, my ass. Like, if they feel like it's not being represented right, then they have every right to take a knee. They don't need to stand for it. Now, I feel like every owner should allow their players, no matter what color they are, to take a stand for justice and take a knee. And people are like, well, that's not solving a problem. Okay, we're not talking about solving the problem. We're talking about people like this. It has nothing to do with disrespecting that flag. But if there's a song playing on the radio that I don't like, I won't listen to it. And honoring this country by standing up and putting your hand over your heart is something that's been going on for a long time. But if you don't feel like you need to honor this country right now because of what they letting happen, then you can take a knee. That has nothing to do with that flag at all. That flag can't talk. That flag can't kill people. That flag can't sentence cops to prison when they unjustifiably kill somebody. So it has nothing to do with that flag. It has to do with this country and the way it's ran. It's just that simple. So I don't feel like every owner should speak out. But Tank Lawrence saying Jerry Jones shouldn't have to speak. Here's my thing. And here's when Tank should have opened his damn mouth. Do I feel like Jerry Jones should speak out? No. Why? Because he said how he felt. He said if you're on this team, you're gonna stand up, hand over your heart, or you will not be on this team. That's how he truly feel. Do I like it? Hell no, because these are grown men. And long as they come to work and do their job and play on that field, whether they stand up, put their hand on their chest or not, that should not be your concern, Jerry. So to get on TV and say your predominantly black team will stand or they will lose their job, I have an issue with that. But it's your truth and it's how you feel. So do I want him to change his change? No, don't change it now. You already told me how you feel. I don't want you to come up here and make up a lie. You already told me how you feel. But my point is about DeMarcus Lawrence. When he should have said something is when Jerry said that. When Jerry said all these players will stand or they won't have a job, that's when he should have said something. He should be like, oh, hold up now, Jerry. Like, you can't, like, dude, you one of the top stars on this damn team, one of the highest paid, and you going to let Jerry Jones up there and say that about y'all, that y'all going to do this? Like, Jerry Jones pretty much saying, I don't give a damn what it's for. Y'all ain't going to do it. I don't give a damn if it's for injustice. Like, I don't care what it's for. I don't care. It don't matter. Y'all going to stand up, hand over your heart, or you won't have a damn job. That's what Jerry Jones was saying. And DeMarcus Lawrence at the time didn't say a damn word. Now he want to come out and say Jerry shouldn't have to say anything. You're right. He shouldn't because he already told us how he feels. We know what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care about Jerry saying shit because if he say something about anything about showing remorse or caring about black people other than the ones that keep him rich, he'll be lying. When it comes to keeping his start, Michael Irvin, Dez Bryant, Ezekiel Elliott, any other black player on his team that been in jail that stayed in trouble, Jerry Jones has went front to back to get them out of trouble because they made him a dime. Long as you keeping Jerry Jones all right, he's gonna keep you all right. But other than that, he don't give a damn. He doesn't care. So I don't want him to get on TV and lie now. I want you to stick to what you said. Don't lie to us. We don't want no liars over here. You showed us where you stand. And where you stood was not giving a damn about black men being unjustifiably murdered in this damn unarmed black man. You got your ass up there and you took a knee before the game. That was a publicity stunt. That was a photo op. That was for TV. It meant nothing because you did it before. It meant zero. So I don't want Jerry to say nothing because anything he say other than what he said last year will be a damn lie. And DeMarcus Lawrence should have just shut the hell up because when it was time for him to speak last year, when Jerry said, "Oh, y'all gonna do this," he didn't say a damn word. I mean, year for last. So I don't care. I don't give a damn what D-Law got to say. But Jamal Adams, he has every right to call Jerry Jones out if that's what he wanted to do. That's fine. He feel like Jerry should step up and say something. It's fine. But like I said, I don't want you on this side if I know you don't want to be over here. I only want people over here who understand and sympathize with what my people are going through. And Jerry's not one of them. He's concerned with his bottom line, and that's his damn right. So don't make up a lie now. Don't do that. I don't want no lies. I want you to stick to what you're saying because it shows me where you stand, and I need to know where people stand in this time right now.
Yeah. No, well said, bro. That was good. Well said. I agree with everything you said. You know, I think though maybe I disagree with Jerry Jones. Don't care. I think Jerry Jones cares. But you're absolutely right about what he said, and he meant it. Hands over your heart, or you'll be off this team. You know, there was a guy, Josh Brent. I don't know if you remember Josh Brent or not. He,
Yes,
they were drinking and driving. He killed a fellow teammate, and Jerry Jones stuck by Josh Brent. Wasn't a household name. I mean, the talent level really wasn't. I think he was an undrafted free agent too, and Jerry Jones stuck by him, stuck by his family. Um, you talk about Charles Haley. I mean, and and you could come back to well, it just made him dollars at the end of the day. When you talk about Charles Haley, where was he headed in the National Football League in the '90s before Jerry Jones said, "No, I can deal with Charles Haley." Um, I think there's a lot of players, and that's why guys, because Gerald McCoy, he sees Jerry Jones as afar, you know, and Des Bryant and D Law, the ones that know him personally, says, even Des Bryant said it, I don't care if he speaks up. Maybe he just needs to be more educated in it. Maybe he is ill informed, like you talked about fifth quarter. But I feel like, you know, as long as the Browns and the Whites get together, or the Browns and the Blacks, if they get together, it doesn't matter who speaks up, because if we get together, change will come fifth quarter.
I agree. We somebody made a, like I said, I don't want to keep this about this because it's about football. Somebody made a point about blacks and browns, how strong we could be, but one day, man, one day we'll get there. So but yeah, we could talk a little bit. I got a question for you.
Hold on, Jamal Adams. Oh, go ahead. What's the question?
No, we'll get into it. We'll go ahead and get into Jamal Allen. I'll ask that later.
What should Jamal Adams go get him? Should the
Should we go
Cowboys go?
get, should we go get Jamal Adams? You know what's crazy? You know what? Sometimes fans can make you not want a player because all they do is like the fans irked my nerves so bad about Earl Thomas that I didn't even want him no more.
Mm.
They irked my nerves so damn bad. Video after video after video after video.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my thing, man. I want to win.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you a goddamn thing about Jamal Adams. I don't know how good he is. I don't know when he was. I don't know anything about him. So I can't sit up and say, "Oh yeah, go get him." I mean, everybody's saying he's good, but I don't know. I don't know what to say about him. I mean, who was I saved? Xavier Woods and
Clinton Diggs.
Clinton Diggs. I mean, give up a first round for him? No, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, let me ask you this:
Mm-hmm.
how many? I mean, you got the last Super Bowl champion was Kansas City Chiefs. How really good was their defense?
They're pretty good.
You had the honey. Okay, you got that one good defensive end. Your linebackers are Damian Wilson, Anthony Hitchens, and the other guy. You got Honey Badger as a safety, right? Or
Mm-hmm.
who is prime? He's not even in his prime no more. But they was coached good, and their offense was really good, and the defense held their own. Our problem is we think just we need this one. It's so funny. We got so many weapons on offense, but we still feel like we just missing something. I think people just want that. I think people just want that superstar looking team, but that's not always the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never give up more than the person is worth, and maybe somebody else could do it. But I just don't want it to be like the way everybody's acting right now. Like they acting like is we getting John Lynch.
Mm.
Like like I said, I don't know the guy, but I want to give up a first for him or any of that. I just want to do it, man. Like I don't know him enough. Like if he's good, so be it. But still, I'm not giving up a damn first. I just can't do it. Like for me, we did it with Coop. We missed out. Like nah, man. I just can't do it, man. Like it's just I just don't feel right. Giving up a safety. Giving up a first round for Jamal Adams, man. Like we do this every year. Like hell, we did it when what's the guy name that left Miami, the Dolphins that year, a few years ago, that wide receiver. Jarvis Landry.
Yeah.
We did it with I'm looking Jamal Adams, first round pick, First round, pick 6. He came out of LSU. I don't know why I didn't know that. I should have knew that. 6'1", 2-time Pro Bowler, both years. 2 interceptions, 4 forced fumbles, 6 forced fumble recoveries 4, 12 sacks. He's young as shit. 24 years old. I just still don't. I can't just wrap my mind around the concept of giving up a first round pick.
Mm.
But I don't know. I don't know what to say because I don't know enough about him, bro. I don't have much to say about him. I don't know nothing about him.
I mean, he's a hell of a player.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I haven't seen him.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player. I just think. All right, so let's say, I got a girlfriend, you got a girlfriend, and our best friend, he ain't got that girlfriend. He ain't got that top-notch strong safety, right? And we're all going out, and he keeps being the third wheel on us. He rushes and go gets him that girlfriend, and it might not even be the girlfriend that he even wants. It might not be the girlfriend that's a good fit for him. And next thing you know, he's broke up doing the same thing over and over and over again. Trying to keep up so he ain't a third wheel no more, right?
Right.
I feel like if Cowboys go get him, we're going to be looking. I mean, we've been looking for a strong safety since Darren was, and Roy Williams, and we've been trying to go get some attractive safeties, to go so we're not third wheeling anymore. We had Barry Church there for a little bit, and after that, we had Jeff Heath.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if we go after Jamal Adams, I don't know if he'll be the right fit for us. That's my take, DJ. I baller. Don't get me wrong, hell of a player, but will he be a great fit for us? And great fit, not just schematics, right? We talk about the money. We got to talk about his rookie contract coming up. Will he want to be franchised? The 5th-year option. I mean, there's so much that plays a part in this. And, if you don't want that's why the NFL has a salary cap, because you can't afford 11 superstars on each side of the ball. You know what I'm saying? You have to go draft right. You have to go get draft in free agency right. You got to evaluate your team in the offseason right. And that's how you balance out your salary cap. I don't know. Am I wrong, Fifth Quarter?
I mean, no, you made it even, you're making an even more valid point to me. Like you said, you just don't know if he's a fit financially, just on the team with him and like other guys. Like it's so much more than just being a player, just being a good player. It's so much more to that, man. DeMarcus Ware was a good player. We had him for a long time. Hey, look, everybody was so hyped when we got Greg Hardy. Oh, we got the beast. Oh, we got the beast. Look, man, we gave a first round for Coop. He balled out, but it just still wasn't enough because other things around him weren't working. For one, his quarterback wasn't doing what he's supposed to do consistently for him. We give up a lot of things, man. We've got a lot of guys. We got Michael Bennett. Oh boy. And I was hype on Michael Bennett, and you was like, man, I don't know. I was hype on him. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes just because a guy's that good, it don't mean nothing. It's like hard work. Sometimes when you're starting a business, hard work don't pay off. It just be hard work.
Right.
Sometimes hard work just remains hard work. And I'm not knocking the guy. I'm just saying I don't know enough to be overly excited like everybody else is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have much to say about him because I don't know him. I've never seen him play a game, a snap ever.
All right. No, I agree. Let's go ahead and get in. What was your question, bro? We're gonna wrap it. We got about 17 minutes. We'll wrap this baby up. What's your question, Fifth Quarter? What you got for me?
Yeah, y'all know I gotta go to bed. I'm a nighthawk with work, man. My question is, are you okay with CeeDee Lamb being a slot receiver?
Absolutely.
Tell me why.
Because that's his gangsta. He can play everywhere. Oh, matter of fact, hold on. Because you brought his name up.
Oh, I didn't know you had that.
Huh?
I thought it was Dez Bryant, boy.
Hell no, boy. That's CeeDee Lamb, boy. That's that Lamb right there, boy. Anyway.
This man got an Allen Hearn jersey, y'all.
No, because he can play all positions.
Okay.
He can switch with Cobb. Or not with Cobb, son bitch. He can switch with Amari Cooper. He can switch with Michael Gallup. You know what I'm saying? And when you spread people around, depending on the matchup on defense that you're looking at, you could have a linebacker on Amari Cooper. You could have a linebacker on Cobb. You could have a linebacker on Gallup. And you still got Blake Jarwin. You still got Zeke, TP. You know what I'm saying? Tony Pollard, right? Him playing in the slot does not affect me at all because it just opens more things up. If they're stupid enough to put a linebacker on CDTD, it's going to bite them in the ass.
Yes, sir. Okay.
What else you got, bro? What else you got, bro?
Man, you know, brother, like, I really ain't gotten that, but one more thing I want to talk about is, you know, we always make a joke. We call him Vanderneck. You think he's gonna be 100%, man? Because you know we came in to ask him about his neck. When he first sang, he's like, "Oh no, the neck is fine. I don't know where that story come from." And I said it when he got signed because my dad's a Boise State fan. I knew he had neck issues. I think
that's a good question. With Leighton Vander Esch.
Because you're talking about a guy that said, "No, I don't know whatever rumor came from that he didn't have a neck problem." To have one of the more serious neck injuries, the neck procedures you can have that could end your career and not play again. There's a couple of NFL guys had this surgery and couldn't play again. Mm-hmm. So that's a serious question I'm asking. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think he could have? He's going to have a long career, or will this be a lingering thing even after surgery?
Well, it's a valid question, and we talked about this on the Frisco Report, guys. Make sure you follow that Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, anything podcast. Follow the Frisco Report, and you go to thefriscoreport.com for all podcasts and websites there and merch. But anyway, yes, Fifth Quarter. To answer your question, COVID-19, I think it was a blessing in disguise. I don't think he was gonna play and be put in and do drills, maybe individual drill work, you know, running some ropes and some bands and stuff like that on the sidelines. But I think with this COVID stuff, rehabbing, maybe you extend that rehab, maybe you straighten up some straightening some neck muscles. And I think, you know, with COVID, you were able to elongate that. And maybe that helps him, but I think he'll be fine.
Okay. Let me ask you this. This is my final question.
What?
This is my last question.
Debatable.
If we have a full season, some fucking how with COVID, which I see impossible.
Right.
But if they have a full season, will Dak Prescott earn a $40 million a year contract?
If he goes to the NFC Championship. Because, and people are like, whoa, slow down, Mike. You know, it's first-year head coach Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy ain't a first-year head coach. It's his first year with the Cowboys. But this ain't his first rodeo. Jerry Jones hired him to come in to be great day one. That's why they didn't go get a collegiate coach. That's why they didn't get a coordinator that still has to learn the ranks. We already did that 10 years with JG. And Jerry Jones ain't going to let that happen again. They brought in Mike McCarthy to win now. And if they brought in Dak Prescott, franchise tag him, he signed it, even if they give an extension before July 15th. Mike McCarthy's job is to win now. So I'm saying NFC Championship or Super Bowl, Joe. Not Joe. Fifth Quarter Cowboys.
Okay. Well, that's all I have, brother. Like, as of right now, we ain't got no football. We ain't got no news. We ain't had no training camp, man. We ain't had nothing. So I really ain't got much more to talk about, man.
Well, answer your own question, bro. Answer your own question.
I'm being honest with you, bro. 100% honest with you.
Oh, he turned on the camera for this one.
I don't even think he'll be a Dallas Cowboy next year.
You want to elaborate?
I just don't see it. I don't see this year being good enough, or I don't see the season going long enough for Dak to prove himself. And it's just gonna his agent's just gonna bring this all back around. And there are a lot of good quarterbacks out there coming out, and I just don't think that could be a Dallas Cowboy next year, man. I just think some bad blood has been created over this whole contract thing. And of course he's gonna sign and not give up $31 million, but I just don't see him being a Cowboy next year, honestly, bro. Regardless.
Okay. No. All right. No, I agree. I can see your point on that. But anyway, guys, this was the series. Let's catch up with Fifth Quarter Cowboys. Fifth Quarter Cowboys, drop it like it's hot. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Fifth Quarter Cowboys, which I don't be on, and
on where?
On YouTube.
Well, you gotta say that, bro.
I don't give out my Twitter. I got some freaky shit on there.
Oh my god.
Oh, game change. Don't give out my Twitter. I appreciate you, man. You know, let me speak about what's going on in the world with blacks and browns, and I really appreciate that, bro. You've always been a fair dude, and it's good that we use your platform to speak out about that, you know, racial, social injustice and stuff like that, brother. So I really appreciate that from you, man. Real talk, like not even joking, like because you did not have to do that on this channel, bro. So I really appreciate that, man.
I appreciate you. And you know, I'm hoping that we all get behind Black Lives Matter and we finally make a change, whether it's legislation, whether it's taking a stand, exposing quote unquote Karens, exposing racism. If that's what it takes, and if we're not going to have if legislation is not going to have our back in fighting this, and they rather appoint judges to help the president of the United States instead of helping the United States citizens, that's what the Senate's doing right now. They're appointing federal judges instead of trying to figure out how we can reform policing, reform the prison system, reforming qualifications of a police officer, reforming training. You know, they rather go seat judges than to help the United States citizens who are struggling, who are oppressed, who are being profiled against every second of the day. And it's a shame. It needs to stop. Vote this. Look, pay attention what senators doing what. Pay attention to what your senators' theories are, thoughts are, what their beliefs are. Because that's the only way this is going to change. Because if it ain't going to change now, it will never change. Pay attention to your senators, your congressmen, and go vote. If you're eligible to vote, vote. That's the only way change will come about this world. That's my closing statement. Dallas Cowboy Football News on YouTube. Dallas Cowboy Football News on YouTube. Dallas Cowboy DCF News 1 on Twitter, guys. And I'm here to tell you, if you don't believe how I believe, I don't hate you. But if you disagree with me, let's talk about it. Talk to Fifth Quarter. Go talk to somebody opposite of the color of your skin and go see how they feel. If you unsubscribe, if you did like this video and you're not going to be, and you don't want to be informed, you're part of the situation. And I promise you, you will get exposed, and it's not going to be pretty for you guys. So that's all I got. Fifth Quarter, you got anything else, brother?
No, like I say, man, you know, I just appreciate you taking the time out to talk about what's going on in the world besides football, man, you know, because it's like Shannon Sharp said, man, once you take that football uniform off, you're just a black man again. You know, when you're in your car or you're in your fancy Bentley, Ferrari, or anything, they don't see a football jersey. They see a black man. So to everybody, like, and it's crazy because police brutality it affects everyone, man. So don't think you're not subject to it, man. It has to stop in this country. Racism, everything. Like, everybody needs to unite. We are so divided as people, man. We are so divided. Like, it's so crazy to me that instead of people taking the side of justice, they take the side of cops because they're racist. Not all cops are bad, but not all black people are bad, but that's how we're looked at. So, it is what it is, man. Again, for me, y'all, I hope we have a football season. I'm ready to get back to it. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know if we're going to do the full round table again, but I can speak for me in football news and for 1980. We'll be here. I can't speak. We will be here. I don't know if they're going to be like the original roundtable crew. I don't know. We haven't talked about. We actually had talked in a while. Me and football news the only one talk because I beat his ass in Madden every day. But
nice.
But we don't talk. I hope we have a season, some type of season. I want something, but if not, me and football news will probably get on here every Sunday and play Madden on YouTube and Grand. Y'all would love to see us play Grand Theft Auto. It is a fucking wreck, y'all. It is a mess watching us play. I promise y'all. We played one time. We caused so much havoc. It's ridiculous, y'all. Y'all, we are terrible. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. So we're gonna do something to keep the fans engaged and sit down and talk about football. So we're not going nowhere. We will be back. We don't know what capacity it'll be, whether it'll be reviewing games, reviewing football games, or y'all watching us play Madden or GTA or something else. But we're gonna stick around because we got to.
We got to stick together. Season or no season, we got to stick together. But it's been your Dallas Cowboy football news. This has been the series. Let's catch up. You guys enjoy your week. Stay safe. Stay humble, guys. You never know what the day might bring you, like Dallas Cowboy fan 1980 says, guys.
Yeah. Peace.